Guys, I would love to do some concerts in 2016, and one of them might be in your living room. With your permission, of course. Hey everybody, I'm David, and I recently announced on my social network stuff that I was interested in organizing a series of Ocarina house concerts. No, that is not the dance genre of house with the ocarina in it. It's an actual ocarina concert in somebody's home. But before I get into what exactly a house concert is and how you can potentially host one in 2016, let me first talk a little bit about my history with touring in more traditional concert venues. So for the past couple years, I've been traveling a lot with Songbird Ocarina. They send me to different conventions around the US. I get to perform at their booths. Sometimes I'll do panels, or I'll get concerts organized at the conventions or around the conventions, and that's been a lot of fun. And in the spring of 2014, I decided I wanted to try to book an ocarina concert around this convention in Boston. And so I asked my friends who are in the area if they could call around a few places, or if they could recommend any churches or concert venues that they think would be a good fit for my style of music, and a small group of people, maybe 15 to 30 people. We called around a bunch of those places, and it turns out you need like a 3 to 6 months advance for a lot of those more traditional venues, so that was kind of a headache. So I put out on my Facebook that I had no luck trying to organize this concert, and asked if anyone would be willing to open up their home, their living room, for me to perform for them and their friends. Fortunately, one person, a student at Berklee College of Music, said that she would be willing to host a private ocarina concert in her living room, and so she invited some of her friends over, and the day before the convention started, we went and had a small concert performance for about 10 people, and it was awesome. It was very intimate. I got to talk to everybody who was there. They got to talk in between the songs, tell stories about the music that I was performing or that I had written, and it was just a lot of fun. We got to know each other fairly quickly, and everybody really enjoyed it. And then right afterwards, since they were all Berklee students, we just had a huge jam session, so that was amazing. So fast forward a couple months to the summer of 2014, and I had organized a more traditional concert tour with my friend Evan Yanagita, and we organized 5 concerts going up the West Coast, starting from Los Angeles up to Seattle, and we did mostly coffee shops, but we also did a few strange venues, not traditional at all. I performed in a GameStop with Evan, which was not just a regular GameStop, it was like a huge GameStop store that had a stage in the back for some reason with a bunch of TV monitors, and it was perfect for performing on. You could even had a like 5-member band on that stage, so it was really cool for them to actually let us do that. And the other venue that we tried was a gallery that was also part of like an anime geeky store, and that was pretty cool too. It was a very small space, a very small crowd of people showed up, but it was interesting. That whole tour up the West Coast was a crash course in how to book venues, how to think outside the box and book stuff that wasn't traditional, and I learned a lot. However, I do not want to do that again if I can help it. It is a lot of work. First of all, you have to put out, like I said, a 3 to 6 month advance notice that you're going to be in the area and that you would like to perform at these different venues. So I did it in about 3 months in advance, which was still probably not really enough time to book these concerts. But these people happened to have openings, and I called a bunch of different places, a bunch of different coffee shops and restaurants, and it was just crazy. As an indie musician, it's a little more difficult probably. It's possible a lot of indie musicians do it, but man, that was a huge learning experience for me. But overall, those venues that we did end up booking worked out pretty well, and we really appreciated everybody who came out to those concerts. That being said, I learned that it is a very big task to try to promote these concerts well enough to get people to come to each of those concerts and attend, especially for a small indie musician. I have a lot of subscribers on YouTube, like 150,000 is a good amount of subscribers. However, those people are spread out all over the world, so having a concert in one specific area and expecting a large attendance is really difficult if you don't have a draw in that area. So that was the other very challenging part of the more traditional concert venue. You have no idea who is going to show up. Even if you do something like a Facebook event page, if you're not personally connected with those people as a friend, it's really difficult to tell if people are going to show up. So that was pretty challenging. I think we probably had on average about 10 people attend each concert, which is cool. But the venues probably were hoping for a little bit more of a draw. which I'll talk more about towards the end of the video. So in the middle of this West Coast tour, we were driving from San Jose to Portland, Oregon, and I was listening to some podcasts on the stereo, and I put on this one podcast for DIY musicians, which is what I'm doing essentially. And they had this one guest on the podcast named Shannon Curtis, who is a wonderful singer-songwriter, and she was talking about how she was making a living doing house concerts. She was touring around doing house concerts for her fans, and she was talking about all the benefits that she experienced for that route versus going the more traditional venue route, where she was having these really beautiful connections with her listeners at these concerts versus trying to fight the noise at these more traditional venues like coffee shops or concert venues where people are drinking and kind of partying in the background, versus these very intimate house concerts where people were attentively listening, and then she got to talk with them one-on-one and just had these amazing once-in-a-lifetime experiences in people's homes. And I just turned around and looked at Evan and thought, what are we doing? This is kind of crazy. She's talking about these amazing connection experiences with a community that she's building around her music, and she was also making enough money to support her and her husband going around the US to do this, whereas Evan and I weren't making much money at all at any of these concerts that we were doing. Like, we could barely pay for gas, barely pay for food, which actually isn't that uncommon with a lot of indie musicians I've discovered. It's kind of sad. It's not that fans don't want to support these musicians who are going on tour. It's more of just trying to get enough of the word out about those concerts in those areas where your fans could be more spread out. So the way that Shannon is doing it is she's actually building communities through these house concerts, which I thought was really awesome. So after we got home from the concert tour, I wanted to learn more about this, so I actually bought Shannon's book about house concerts, learned a little bit more about how you can actually organize these and do tours around these types of concerts. And then I visited her at a indie musician conference in Chicago last year, and I got to talk to her one-on-one, asked her a couple questions, got to see her perform live, which she's just a really awesome person, and she was very sweet with me, and was kind enough to actually sign my book too, so that was cool. Thank you, Shannon. And after talking to Shannon about all this face-to-face, it just really confirmed that this is a style of touring and concerts that I want to do in 2016. So now let me talk a little bit about how house concerts work. So like I said, it is in the comfort of the host home, and the reason that this is so important is because it makes it more comfortable for people to want to attend versus having to go to a public place like a coffee shop or a more traditional concert venue where people might be a little bit uncomfortable in that setting, versus being invited by a friend to come into your home and just really enjoy this beautiful once-in-a-lifetime experience with you as the host. And so I love that. Second, it doesn't really have to be in your living room. It can be in just a large room in your home. It could be in your garage. It can be some other place that you own or have permission to go and host a private event or concert at. And it usually consists of about 20 friends. 10 doesn't quite seem like a actual event or performance. That just seems like a small gathering, versus having 30 or 40 people. That's a lot. But having about 20 or so of your friends and family over, at least in Shannon's opinion, that is the perfect amount of people for a small house concert audience. And the coolest part about all this is that it doesn't cost anything to host a concert. You're already opening up your home, you're inviting your friends over. That is a lot on the part of the host, and these are donation-based concerts. So that basically means that you just let your guests know that while these concerts are free, you do appreciate any donations of any amount that you can give to the artist to support their music and the rest of the tour, and cover things like lodging, gasoline, food, emergency breakdowns in the middle of the desert, that kind of stuff. And if somebody doesn't have any money to give, that's totally fine, because when it gets to the heart of this, I'm doing this for the sake of sharing this music with as many people as possible and getting the word out about the ocarina, this instrument that I love and have a huge passion for, with as many people as possible. And by hosting a concert, you're helping me do that. It's been my goal with this channel from the very beginning, and you guys continue to help me to do that today, so thank you. So to wrap up this video, I would love you guys to do two things for me. The first one is for everybody. Click the little eye up here in the corner. It could be on your phone or on your computer, and there's going to be a poll. Yes, YouTube does polls now, and you can click one of the options that are related to this idea of a concert tour in 2016. The first one is if you would love to host an ocarina concert in your home. The second one is if you would love to attend an ocarina house concert. And the third one is if you would just love to attend an ocarina concert anywhere. That could be at a convention, at a coffee shop, at some sort of concert venue. Just if you would love to go to an ocarina concert in your area, click that option, just to let me know where everybody's comfort levels are with any of this stuff. I'd really appreciate that. Second, if you already know that you'd like to host a house concert, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. And you can shoot me an email. I'll leave that in the description below, and just make the title 2016 House Concert along with your location, city and state, and then the dates that you're not available to host a concert, probably this spring or summer. I'll get back with you guys shortly with more information about how it all works and whether or not I'll be able to visit your area soon. So thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you. Overall, I'm really excited about all the performances I have this year, and whether or not you can attend or host a house concert, I'm still going to have some public performances coming up soon as well, and all those dates and information are going to be on my website. You can go to daviderickramos.com or docjazz4.com for more information. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have any suggestions for topics for these Wednesday vlogs, please let me know with a comment down below, or you can shoot me a tweet at docjazz4, and I'm really just looking for more topics of things that you guys want to talk about and discuss. So yeah, any feedback you guys can give me on that would be awesome. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm posting 3 videos a week now. Every Monday are tutorials, Wednesdays are vlogs, and Fridays are music videos, so you don't want to miss any of those things. Yeah, thank you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you Friday.